everyone, it's Heidi Fang here, and today we are going to talk to Kelly Stewart, the woman who went from cocktail waitressing to becoming a voice and what it means in being a professional handicapper. She's featured in the Showtime Docuseries Action, airing Sundays. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. What has life been like for you since being featured on this series?
Well, life just since the legislation getting passed by the federal government back in last May has been kind of whirlwind. And then now throw in the docuseries. I've been in New York City a couple of times with the Showtime guys doing promo. And man, I have a lot more friends than I ever realized. I got texts from people I haven't heard from in years saying, how cool is this? It's been really exciting. And so far, I'm really happy with episode 1. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the series.
So in that episode, I'm not going to give everything away, but just a little bit. You made a bet at one point, 85-1 parlay. What actually was it that made you decide after getting that money and having that bet that I am going to do this as a career?
You know, I didn't. You know, I thought of it was just a really fun thing. I had posted the ticket on Twitter, and Matt Humans, who actually used to write for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, called me and said, hey, I want to know your insight. And I'm going, why do you care? And he was like, you're never going to hit one of those again in your life. He featured me in the newspaper, which was really cool. And then he and Adam Hill actually, they had a radio show back on ESPN 1100 back in the day. And I said, okay, I'll come on. And I really think a lot of people thought maybe in the beginning, like, okay, her boyfriend or her dad or some other male influence told her to bet this, and then slowly kind of realized that it was me. And it really just blossomed from there. So I have to thank both of those guys for kind of taking a chance on me and kind of initially putting me in the spotlight. It's insane that what one ticket could do to change my whole life.
As a woman in this industry, you know that it's really difficult to try to push through to become kind of not so much accepted, but more so respected by the other people, maybe not the colleagues, but the people on the outside that are watching going, well, how do we know she didn't get this info from her boyfriend or something of that nature? So for you, not only what does it mean for you just to have cracked that, but what is your ideal landing spot?
You know, that's a really good question. I have a thing right here on my desk that says, what is your 5-year goal? I got asked that by my agent the other day, and I said, holy cow, I really need to think of what my next 5 years looks like. But I've really tried to buckle down and to really focus on, hey, this is what you're really good at. Focus on these underdogs, focus on teaching people, educating the general public, especially now that we have so many novice bettors coming into the space. And ultimately, I don't have a 5-year plan yet, but when I've sat down with these different companies looking to hire me, I said, listen, number 1, we need to educate people. Number 2, we need to entertain people. And number 3 comes with the picks and the knowledge. People are going to bet things they want to bet regardless, but if we can teach them, hey, don't make these bad bets, or don't just bet your teams, bet numbers, and teach them some of the math and stuff behind it, I think we can really educate the general public and help them make smarter bets. And ultimately, I think that's what my goal is to be able to sit on a panel with men and be respected and be understood that I am knowledgeable and I do know what I'm talking about.
With the world of sports gambling being legalized, what has that meant for this industry and for you as a handicapper?
I think it's great for this industry. I think for a really long time, us Nevadans have been very blessed to be able to bet sports. It's something Las Vegas has been doing well for a really long time, where the rest of the country kind of covered their eyes and said, hey, this isn't happening while money went offshore or with illegal bookies or whatever it may be. I think it's going to open up a lot. And I think once states realize, hey, if we model what the state of Nevada does, this can help our state. No, it's not going to be as profitable, I think, as initially they thought. But if the money is staying within the state, can go to education, can go to roads, stuff of that nature, I think it's going to be really good for our economy.